Hello, crafty friends, and today is day 6 for Dephemerember. Dephemerember. All right, you get it. Anyway, I decided to do jelly printing to create some pages that I can use, but also have them become a pocket, which is what today's prompt is. It says, altered pocket and texture fragments. Well, we're going to do the fragments later. Right now I'm showing you just a brief bit of when I made some jelly printing. I happen to like specifically this one especially, even though I don't use it in today's video. I just thought it came out so absolutely gorgeous. So I have some layers underneath. I did a green background. I liked the green. And so today's theme is going to be create what makes you happy. Don't worry about what it looks like. If you're happy with it, we'll get into that a little bit more. So I'm putting on the purple and I'm creating purple by using sort of a reddish and blue paint together. And as I spread it over, I decided to use some paper I have from my Amazon packaging that I saved. And when it comes up, you're going to see it. In my opinion, it is gorgeous. So I pretty much saved this. I didn't use it today. I could have, but I chose not to because I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. It's coming soon. Wait for it. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I absolutely love all the different colors, the way it just... I don't know. I don't think I could do it again, but it does come out pretty good with that one. So here is the result of all of the jelly printing I did for this one. So let us pick one and use it in my book. First, I'm going to find a page, and of course, I found one right away that I wanted to use, put a pocket in. And I liked the spiral bound edge where I ripped it out of its holding position. This was a mixed media paper, and I had drew a picture on it. Didn't like the way the picture came out, and so I decided to use it in my jelly printing, and I think it came out. I think it works out perfectly. So this is going to be a tall pocket. I wanted that spackle thing that I did on the page to kind of show up. I didn't want to lose that, and so I wanted it to be a tall pocket rather than a short one. I'm sure a short one would have worked too, but you'll see what I'm talking about now. You'll see. I think it looks pretty good. We're going to just corner it a little bit. And I'm trying to keep it so that there's not a big white line on the edging. And depending upon how you rip the paper, that happens. And so the whole point I'm trying to make is that when I watch Barbara and Luise, who are the hosts for Dephemerember, oh boy, I'm going to just have problems with this the whole time, aren't I? Anyway, they're the hosts, and they provided the prompt list, and you do what you wish with the prompt list. And I think mostly what they're saying is that whatever works for you, because even they will change the prompt up, and it's not just black and white, it's how you interpret it. And if you don't like the way the prompt is, or you can't think of something, you do whatever it is you want to do. And that's just the way that I think that they take it. Now I'll watch them, and they'll audition different things on their pages, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that looks nice, do that. And when they do that, and they are like, oh yes, I love this, they do it. And I feel like in my little brain, I'm like, oh, I picked the same thing they did. And because I have such respect for them as artists, I feel like, oh, I'm a kindred spirit. I thought the same thing. So maybe I'm learning something. I also think that if you create something and you were happy with it and it made you feel good and you're proud of it, just go with it. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. There are, in fact, times when they do something and I'm like, I wouldn't have used that. I didn't like the way that came out. It's rare because they're very talented. And I think we like the similar things. But I also think that when you're doing something and you're practicing, just so that you know, right now I'm going to create a vocal point for my pocket. So this is going to be, in my mind, textured fragments. So that's where this is going. The whole point is just try it. You can't wait until you've got everything perfect and in alignment, because that's not going to happen. Especially when you're figuring things out, when you're first painting, your first paintings are not going to come out perfect. My first jelly prints were horrible. Even when I did the one that I showed you in the beginning, when I first started doing the prints, they didn't come out so great. I had to do a double up on them or add something to them. The last one that I did, and you can see it in the video, that was the last one. And it's like, that's it. That's the one I like. I love it. I didn't use it because I'm saving it, because we all knew that there's not a lot of items available for us that work. And so when something is really, we work and we make something that looks really great and we love it, and we sort of hoard it, so we use it at the right moment and not just put it anywhere. And that's how I feel about that particular print. I think that's a lot of things that we do. Just keep trying. I mean, I have a ton of papers and books that I've done, and I'm always learning, and I feel like, well, you just have to give it a shot. You keep plugging into it. Okay, so I have some Christmas paper that sort of has the same color, and I'm not concerned. There isn't, the stamp is from, I think it's from Antonio Makes. I picked up something from him. And I'm just using what's on my table, gathering some items I have left over. There's not a lot. So that's why I'm kind of limited, because I'm also, well, what's going to work? How's this going to come together? Or maybe the colors aren't right. And just playing around with it until I'm happy. It seems like that's what I see when I watch Luise and Barbara, that they may edit it out. It may not be as sporadic as mine is. I mean, they may have more stuff available to them, but I'm just like, I'm trying to do all sorts of different things. So in this case, I have these beads, and I'm thinking, oh, a dangle would be nice, but like, I don't want it to dangle right now. So I use this crystals that I put together into a star shape, and I'm going to attach that because it seems to have a neutral look to it, whereas the purple and the red leaf didn't go very well. But I liked having the red leaf for some reason. I don't know, the purple flower didn't quite do it. So it's just the way it worked out in my head. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to sew this little bead thing. It's supposed to be an earring. It's I've made several, I have tons that I've made, and I always tend to pick the crystals and the white or maybe beige. And in this, I thought, this will go good here. If it does or doesn't, in your opinion, that's fine. But it's in my book, and that's where it belongs. I hope that comes across the way I intend it to be, that you do what you can, do what makes you happy, and if it works for you, then that's all that has to work for. And then in years to come, if you go back and look at the stuff that you made, you might think, oh, I could do that better now, and that's fine. Or you might look at it and say, oh, that came out really good. I'm really proud of that. And that's fine too. That's the way it should be. So we're going to be finishing this up soon. And we're just gathering the pieces. And then I'm going to make what is, I see them do a lot. They use a lot of loose threads, Barbara and Luise. And so I decided, all right, I'm going to do that, but I can't do the clump thread yet. That's not happening for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the thread into like a loose bow. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second or two. And since I have you here, and if you've lasted this long, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you could just drop in the comments where you're watching from, I would love to see that. And here we go. We found some greenery, and it's all very dusty here, so I had to dust it off. And I think it came out really good. It's a good green. It works. And I think that's what it needed. And in any case, also a like, and if you are not subscribed, that would be wonderful. I'm trying to get to 900 by the end of the year. I'm close, but it's going to take 50 or so, 56, something like that. I keep my hopes up. Maybe Santa will bring it for Christmas. Anyway, so almost done. We're getting to the point where I make the bow. It's coming. All right, so I'm just taking off a clump of thread, and then I wrap it. Right, we just wrap it around and make it into a knot. And you'll get a bow. Eventually you'll see it. It's a loose bow, but it's still a bow nonetheless. You kind of gather it up, and there it is. See? It came out pretty good, right? I thought it did. Now, for some reason, I decided to do a double thing. I glued it, but then I took the stapler and stapled it. Don't ask me why. It's just, I think I wanted to put it in the book, and I knew it needed to have something to hold it down. So there it is. Let me know if you're following the Dephemerember prompt list and where you are on that. That would be, I'd love to see that. Don't forget there's a Facebook group. There's an English and a German version. And now we're going to find a place to put it in this. I thought it came out pretty good. I could have used the purple because there is that purple, but there it is. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate the likes and shares. Do well, be well, and I will see you the next time.